All right, guys, for homework on Monday, we're going to work on some FSA practice. So take a second, get out some paper, write down these answers. Do number 31. Okay, so number 31, we said this is all the yarn Kelly has in this line plot, right? We want to know how much more she needs to get to 3025. So we got to add all these up, right? So you've got to add up everything that's here and then figure out how much more she needs. So she's got two 1-inch pieces. So that would equal 2. Now there's lots of different ways to do this. I like to do all the whole numbers first. So I'm going to take away this 1 and then go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take away this 1. So now that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take away this 1 and go 11, 12, 13. Take away this 2 and go 14, 15. Take away this 2 and go 16, 17, 18, 19. So my whole numbers equal 19, right? So now they can actually get rid of this one because there's no halves left. So now however many x's there, I've got to add up those fractions that are still there, right? So let's start easy and just do, does everybody agree? The half that's left, this is half and half. This x and this x equals 1, and this x and this x would equal 2. So all that's gone. Then I'm going to add that to 19, and we would get 21, right? So I'm going to take one of this quarter from over here and these 3 quarters and put them together to equal another one. So now I'm up to 22. Now I'm going to take these 2 3/4 equals 1.5 plus this half over here, and that's going to give me 2 more. So now I'm up to 24. And then I have my 3/4 right here, my quarter here. That equals 1 more whole, which gets me to 25. So she has 25 feet of yarn. She needs to get to 30.5. Now, solving this up here like I did this, you can do it any way you want. I think it's easier to pull the whole numbers out, but if you want to try to add them all up and convert them and do common denominators, that's up to you. But if you can group those quarters, 4 quarters together, 2 3/4 is 1.5, and get another half, you learn how it's almost like Tetris, like the pieces go together, right? So you would just count up 25 to 30 is 5, and then you still have to get that other half. So your answer is 5.5. All right, pause and do number 32. Okay, number 32, you have to know what perimeter is. You have to know what a square is. The perimeter is all the way around a shape, right? And a square has 4 sides that are all the same. So if the perimeter is 232, and you want to know the perimeter, what the length of each side is, you just divide it by 4, right? And when you're all done, you should get 58. You do the math there. Okay, pause and do number 33. All right, so for number 33, you're just adding up all the soil she used. So I like to do the same thing and take the 2 and the 3 and get rid of it, or the 2 and the 1, and then just say I have 3, right? So now I have to add 2 8s, 4 6, and 1/3 together. The common denominator for those is 24. So 8 goes into 24 3 times the 2 is a 6. 6 goes into 24 4 times, that's 16. 3 goes into 24 8 times 1 is 8. So when we add these together, let me make sure I did this right. 8, 6, 7, 2, 1. Yep, okay, I think we're good. So that would give me 30/24 because I just added the 6, the 16, and the 8 together. So now I already know I have my 3. So the 24 goes into the 30 1 time, and you have 6 left over, and your common denominator stays the same. So now if I add 3 to this, that gives me 4, and 6/24 is my answer. Now, that is not one of the choices. Here is the key. Simplest form. That means you have to reduce this down. So you have to reduce this fraction right here down. So 6 goes into 6. It would be 4. 6 goes into 6 1 time. 6 goes into 24 4 times, and that is your answer. So don't let this throw you off. I actually did this problem to practice, and I messed up, and I got this as the answer. And I was like, what did I do? And I added wrong, and I put 32 right here. So please take your time. I know how to do this, and I'm messing up some of these. They're tricky. All right, pause and do number 34. So for number 34, I don't really care what numbers you use. It says you can use whatever numbers you want, but the key to number 34 is realize that you're multiplying these times 100. So they just want to make sure you know what that means, right? And if you look, that means it's going to get 2 place values because of the 2 zeros bigger. So this one went 1, 2, and came out to 624. This one went 1, 2, came out to 36.7. This one went 1, 2, and came out to 149,000. So just remember that those zeros are how many bigger they're going to get. Okay? All right, pause and do number 35. Number 35 is the rule that we've been talking about forever, right? If you multiply a fraction by a whole number, she says it's going to be less than 8. We've said that a million times. The answer is yes, it's going to get smaller. Any whole number times a fraction is going to get smaller. If you don't have that memorized by now, I don't know where you've been. Oh, here, where have you been? Okay, number 36. Go ahead and try to do it. Okay, so I don't have a lot of room here, but number 36 says you have 510 centimeters, and you're separating it into 42 pieces. So you have to do some division here. So 42 goes into 51 one time, 42, 9, 0. 42, 2 would give me 84, and you have 6 left over. So how many pieces? They need to cut it into 12 pieces, but then there's 6 left over. So you also, remember, if there's a remainder, this is where they're trying to trick you because it doesn't work out evenly, right? So how many separate pieces of ribbon, all the same length? So the answer has to be 12, and you have 6 left over, 6 40-seconds, because you have the 6 left over, right? So each piece can't just be 12. It's got to be 12 and 6 40-seconds, which also can be reduced because 6 goes into 42 7 times. So remember, getting your least common multiple, what do they call that? Now I'm drawing a blank. Reducing it to the smallest number, right? So your actual answer would come out to being 12. 6 goes into 6 1 time, 6 goes into 42 7 times. Get it to your least common fraction there. I'm saying that wrong. All right. Take a look at number 37, and then we'll talk about it. So when it says draw horizontal lines into 4 layers, it's just meaning go like this. 1, 2, 3. So now there are 4 sections, right? Does everybody see them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the layers they're talking about. So that's part A. Now it says, how does counting the layers relate to the volume of the prism? Well, it's 4 by 3, which is 1, 2. So now we see the 3, and then the 2 units, that's basically over here on this side. My lines aren't going to show up, but 2 over there, right? So how does counting the layers help you? Well, you know that you have 1, 2, 3, and then 3 behind it, 4, 5, 6, 6 in each layer, right? So basically, if you know each layer is 6 and you've got 4 layers, that should take you right up to your answer, right? Which is ultimately part C. What is the volume? 6 4 times is 24. Or if you just take all these and remember your formula for volume, you would get 4 times 3 times 2, 2, which is also 24. Pretty easy. Okay. Let's see. Take a look at number 38. Pause the video. Okay, you have to know that quotient means answer, right? So you're dividing by 36. You get an answer of 6 with a remainder of 5. So you've just got to do the reverse and multiply this. 36 times 16 which is 6, carry the 3, 6 times 3 is 18, 21, placeholder, 36, 6, 7, 5, and then the remainder of 5. This is the trick. You've got to add the 5 in for remainder, which would then give you 581 as your answer for number 38. All right, do number 39. Okay, so number 39 can either be really kind of hard for you or really kind of simple because we're just saying that there are 9 pounds and 36 burgers. So that's 36 into the 9 pounds to see how many burgers we made. But that is also the same as 36 ninths. So I'm pretty sure. No, I did that backwards. You bad boy. Remember, we have the 9 pounds and we're dividing the 36 into it, right? Ooh, I just did it backwards. Remember the fraction, right? 36 into 9. This is 36 into 9. I wrote that fraction backwards the first time. So when it says how many pounds are in each one, well, 936 are in each pound. But then you can reduce this down. 9 goes into 9 one time. 9 goes into 36 4 times. There is a 1/4 pound of beef in each burger. Don't flip that like me because I would have got, if I would have kept it my way, I would have said there was 4 pounds in each burger, which ultimately I would have realized doesn't make sense because I only have 9 pounds total. So can each burger have 4 pounds? If there's 36 of them, I would need 100 some pounds. So I would have figured that one out. And then it says if 12 friends came in and bought the 36 burgers, I don't really know why they put this one in here because it really is actually that easy. It's just 12 into 36 and they would each get 3 burgers. So that one was kind of simple. Don't mess up this part. I literally just did it backwards. All right, take a look at number 40. Okay, so the rule here, remember, X, Y, X, Y. So here's the X's, and then something equals Y. So you have to look at the X and figure out how we got the Y. Look at the X and figure out how we got the Y. It's the same pattern for both of them. Now, you can see, let me erase this so we can see these clear again. 1 to 3. So from X to Y, we're getting bigger. So you have to add. So A doesn't work because you're subtracting. Now, this is where you got to be careful because some of these will look better than others. But if we just add 1/3, if we add 1/3 to 1 1/3, are we going to get a number in the 3s? No. So now we're down to only 2 choices that make sense. Now they're trying to trick us because look, it's all the same. The only thing that's different is our numerator there, right? Well, this went from 1/3 to 2/3. This went from nothing to 1/3. So we're only going up by 1 each time, right? So you should immediately know that your answer is D based just on the numerator there. But eliminate the ones that don't make sense. And go ahead and pause, take a second, do number 41. So number 41 is not a trick. You can't miss number 41. This is 4 times 2/5. It's 2/5 4 times. Well, all of them say adding, so you can't eliminate any of them. Well, this is only 2/5 1, 2, 3 times. So that ain't it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I think that's it, right? This one says 4/5 4 times. Don't let them get you a C. C is just them throwing a number in there to mess you up. And then D has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which doesn't make sense. So your answer would be B. All right, people, let me know if you have any questions about those. You can go to Canvas and submit your answers. See ya.